Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
Hello, welcome to Lock Shop. Who cares? Whatever. We'll never get nominated for an SD. I actually don't even know who the nominees were for Show of the Year. I just saw that it wasn't the Lock Shop. I was busy. I had a couple of partnership packages I had to put together. I don't know what happened on the Hangout today, but I saw that the Lock Shop got snubbed again. Oh, there we go. Oil Stream pre and post, the EST Hangout, the Nielson Show, and the Reed Wilkins Show. Wow. A couple of stunners there. Oh, wow. Well, I thought Oil Stream probably would have been in the mix. Pretty popular show.
Taken out. Said a couple of stunners.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I guess we just have so many good shows. I don't know what to do. No, well, I would totally boot it. I would totally take the Hangout out. It's my end goal to get Lock Shop nominated for a bloody SD. What more do we do? I mean, how many of these other shows? I guess our show and Jay's show will make some bank, bro. But nobody does it like the Lock Shop. Come on. God.
I thought that was the snub last year. I thought everyone.
The Lock Shop.
I thought we kind of got the word out.
Yeah, no, the Lock Shop is the Susan Lucci. You probably don't get that reference.
I totally do.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. Well, the Lock Shop is the Susan Lucci of the Esties. I mean, unbelievable.
EST afternoons had my vote, personally. Can I say that?
Did you? Yeah.
I love them.
I threw one of my votes to the Green and Gold post-game show. I think that's a great show with Maddie and Jay. I love it. I love the post-game show, the Elks post-game show. So, Rip City Step says, Oscars moved to 10 pitchers. Maybe the Esties need to expand. I do love the idea of we expanded and every show, which is there to be voted on, but it's been voted on. We got our finalists. But still, yeah, I didn't see any of the, I'm going to have to take a look at that list that Maddie's got his hands on. All right. Well, I guess, nobody likes anything I'm doing from 11 until 1. 2 guys and a goalie, nothing. Oil Stream, nothing. Lock Shop, we'll never get anything. Well, we'll keep on pushing. We'll just try to deliver winners. That's what we'll try to do. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please tell your friends how easy it is to consume our stuff all throughout the day, static-free every single day. And hey, if you're watching over YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. I don't even know if it matters, but you can hammer the thumbs up for us over there as well. We have one EST special that is up right now. Excuse me. That is the Blue Jays and the Astros over 8.5 runs. So 9+ total runs, a hit for Georgie and a hit for Vladdy. Plus 166. We cashed it at plus 152 yesterday. That was Blue Jays money line and Springer with a hit. He ends up with the dinger, which was nice. I think we'll see a few more runs scored in this game today. So Jays and Astros over 8.5 total runs. Springer plus 1 or 1+ hit. Vladdy 1+ hit. And you can find that over at Play Alberta. If you've not yet downloaded the Play Alberta app, please do. Like any app, you have to use it a few times to get a hang of it, but you will, and then it'll get better and better. And they've actually been working on the app. It's new and improved odds for all major North American leagues this year, including the National Football League. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now. Start playing today. Use the code EST Sports. Deposit 50. Get 50. El Presidente says, early bird one, I think, hit for me last night. A hit for George and the Jays win. Yes, that's what it was. It was a hit for Springer and a Blue Jays money line play plus 152. Today we've got over 8.5. Springer hit, Vladdy hit. Plus 166. All right, well, here's my fellow partner in disrespect as the Lock Shop, once again, doesn't finish as a top 4 finalist for Show of the Year at the Esties on Edmonton Sports Talk. I guess we're kind of getting used to this.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the disrespect is real.
I have a feeling this is once again just discrimination because I'm not in the building every day. And you know what? Guess what? It's 2025, everyone. Working remote is acceptable in
That's what I
our
thought.
society.
Yep.
So, I mean, listen, I'm going to have a stronger lobby in Edmonton with the powers that be that do this. Lock shoppers know who's here every day.
Yeah, they
grinding
get it.
out for the people. But again, you know, I'll be the Susan Lucci of Edmonton Sports Talk.
That's what I just said. I said the lock shop is the Susan Lucci of the daily lineup. Like,
Until we work together, we've been talking to each other for a long time, sharing a brain sometimes.
Corey B texted and says, "I voted for you." I'm actually curious. Hey, Maddie, how many ballots did the lock shop show up on? Like, can you tell me like how many people actually voted for the lock shop in a top 4 capacity? Because I'm curious about that. I'd like to know if we.
What was the
know.
orders? I'm sure Nielsen show did well.
Well, the Estes will be awarded next week. The top 4 finalists were the Nielsen show, the Hangout, the Reed Wilkins show, and the Oil pre and post game, which had a pretty triumphant run during the playoffs. Not even on every day though.
Rude. I also say, I mean, like, I don't know who's voting on these
Okay,
things.
just a second. What? Say that again.
19.
So 104 ballots were cast. Nasty Club members vote for this. Slash staff. 109? 104. 104 ballots were cast. Lock Shop did get 19 votes.
Okay.
So wasn't enough to
I
crack
appreciate that from the people. I know we had absolutely no support from any of the bums that you hire there in the building. Listen, the staff is threatened. They're threatened by the Lock Shop.
I voted for Lock Shop. What am I going to say? I voted for Lock Shop.
Anyways, it's so when are the Estes?
Next Tuesday night, buddy. Garneau Theater. Tickets are $10. Well, I don't know, we'll have somewhere 120, 150. Who knows how many people? And yeah, it'll be good. We rented the theater again, red carpet, the whole thing, suit and tie. Nielsen family's got the limo booked. Like, we're rolling in style. It should be pretty fun. We're looking forward to. I hope you're looking at your calendar right now, being like, I'm flying out for the Estes.
Well, the funny thing is, I was planning an acceptance speech that I was going to do online from the K in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, you're going down to Kansas City. Yes,
that night. Yeah, I'm here for Friday's picks. I did everything I could. Again, this is the commitment to the Lock Shop. Normally, you take Friday off and you go, well, no, what am I going to miss the picks show?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Can't do that.
So I'm getting up at like 4 a.m. to leave on a red eye on Saturday to get there. Chiefs Philly on Sunday. And then I'm sticking around for the Royals Mariners game on Tuesday night, coming back for on Wednesday, traveling. And then we'll be back in it. We'll be actually, I'll be joining you Thursday and Friday next week from Hockey for All Center, because we're going to be live on location for Jets training camp.
Perfect.
Get ready for that for the first couple days, going into the Fan Fest on the weekend. So it will be busy, but you know, I would like to, just considering what has once again happened to the Lock Shop, and I'm looking at El Presidente, Penner's Pancakes, Rip City Steph, Chaz for sure. Chaz, I think you should be leading this.
He said supersized Indiana Jones over there in the chat. He says he put us, he voted for us. He put us as number 1. Chris Sadaway in the chat says he also put us number 1.
You guys, listen, and I'm not saying I need you to boycott the Estes entirely, but it would be, I would personally like you. I'm asking you on my behalf if you could possibly organize a protest outside the Estes before the event, like when the red carpet's happening, just a chant of justice for the Lock Shop, that sort of thing over and over again. We need to have our voices heard here. And I don't think, with me being away outside of the market, we can really organize it well. So you, Chaz, please, Lock Shop protest to begin the Estes next Tuesday.
I think at some point during one of my onstage presences at the Estes, I need to make a statement as well. Like the Lock Shop will not stand for this. Can you imagine if the Nielsen show wins show of the year and I go up and I say, this is great. This is awesome, but we need to start respecting the lock shop.
Feel free if you'd like me to send in a video address to the people from Kansas City. I'm more than willing to do that.
All right, Rip City Step over in the chat. Anyway, for those of you who did vote for us, thank you very much, and we'll keep trying to deliver winners and be better. Rip City Step says, guys, I know we talked about guillotine leagues on the morning show, but Huss was interested yesterday. Jamar Chase went for $617 in Rip City Steps League and went for $650 in Beef Nips League. So that's what you're looking at week one. And now, I mean, let's say CeeDee Lamb owners get knocked out this week. I mean, the guys who saw Chase go for $650 are going to be putting up pretty big bids for CeeDee Lamb as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Chase thing is sort of wild. First of all, he completely crapped the bed in week one. Part of the reason why teams that went in with him as their first pick and he did nothing.
Buddy, I think in Beef Nips League, or maybe it was Steps, the guy who lost had a Burrow Chase stack. So both Burrow and Chase went back into the league.
Wow.
Which is crazy. You would have been laughing. Like at the beginning, you do your draft, you're like, oh, I got Burrow and Chase. I'm good for a while. Guillotine League, heads chopped off, you're done.
Plug and play.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it every single week except for a bye week all season long. So much for that. Yeah, well, and I got eliminated from my I think I told you about that pool that Remus's buddy does. It is a DraftKings Eliminator League where there's 20 people. And every week we do up a lineup based on DK. And he basically built, it's so funny because some of these guys are in Ontario. And originally we just did it as a group, like on DraftKings.
Yeah.
The minute that everything got legalized there, this is still the dumbest thing I've ever heard. DraftKings is now able to take bets in Ontario. So they had to eliminate all the daily fantasy. Like if you were a DFS player
sucks.
in Ontario,
yeah,
big time. So you can't even play anymore. So anyways, he had to, good thing Remus has some smart buddies. He basically created a new app which scours the DraftKings pricing and essentially recreates it just for this pool. But long story short, there's 20 people in. The first 10 weeks, someone gets eliminated, but you're still in. And if you win the week, you get back in and two guys are eliminated. So I had the Burrow Chase stack and I absolutely blew it. So now I'm chasing, but I will say this, and I said this to Remus, I'd rather be out in the first week because you get the write-ups that the guy does about how badly everyone screwed up is incredible. So I'm getting a lot of ink this week and I still have 9 weeks to win a week and get back in. So that's what I'm claiming I'm about to do. We'll see whether that happens. But I already had a big beef with Burrow and Chase to begin with. I don't know what the hell I was doing thinking that they would get anything done against Cleveland, but they didn't. And you took Cleveland, didn't you? Last week?
I had Cleveland. Yeah, I had Cleveland. Yeah.
That was nice.
That was my lone win of the week was the Browns, if you can believe it. Hey, how'd you do in the league with Jamie Thomas? We had JT on the show this morning. He was ranting about the Dolphins.
Oh God, they are so bad. I believe I did win. Let's just double check. Yes, Big Red, a 121-113 victory. Or it's actually no, sorry, that's my projected one for week 2. Oh yeah, I just destroyed my opponent last week. Got a pretty good team there. I got Mahomes, Bucky Irving, James Cook, Jefferson, JSN. James Conner's my flex.
JSN and Cook are good picks. That's
I like Cook for whatever reason I thought was still a little undervalued. I think he had 16 touchdowns.
I think he was
year.
a little bit. I think they were thinking touchdown regression, which there might be, but I think he's still pretty valuable.
Exactly. I mean, he just had a monster year. He is the guy in Buffalo, and that offense is just so lethal. And they don't hesitate to give him. I mean, I know Josh Allen is always going to run a few in, but they don't hesitate to give it to James Cook in and around the red zone as well. So I think, much like every guy, as long as he stays healthy, he should be effective. But I think there's definitely a path that he's a top 10 running back. I think there's potential he could be top 5, to be honest. I mean, with the amount of touches that he gets and the power of that offense.
All right, we'll come back around to some football. We haven't started with the Jays in a little while, Huss. Maybe we start with the Jays today, and then we'll dive into some CFL stuff. We'll look at some NFL stuff. Big win last night for them to pull that one out, right? Down to their final out, found a way to come back. What's it, their 42nd comeback win of the year, something like that? Did you see that? That's nuts.
Their numbers are crazy. But, dude, IKF.
Yes.
IKF game. I mean, so it was last year that they signed him. He was hot garbage. They end up dishing him off to the Pittsburgh Pirates to do whatever in obscurity and relative anonymity. I couldn't believe they picked him up again. Like, we were talking about how's everyone going to fit on this roster? Everyone's playing so well. And then they pick up IKF, who's a pretty good defensive player, can't hit. And then he comes in the biggest moment and gets a hit. It was awesome. And listen, if you are a believer, shout out to my guy, Johnny Genta in the Gate 14 podcast. If you are a Jays believer, there's been so many things that feel like it is somewhat of a team of destiny. And I got to tell you, IKF being the 9th inning hero would certainly be at the top of that list. So very, very important game. And if I'm not mistaken, I didn't check this morning, but I knew that the Yankees just got drummed by the Tigers last night. The Red Sox were playing the A's, and they won. So, the Jays get an extra game on the Yankees, and now it's 3 games. That 3 seems so much more comfortable than 2.
It really does, doesn't it? It's just a game, but
away from being whacked.
When you see 3 games, like if you look at the standings, you're like, oh, nice, 3-game lead. And then you see a 2-game lead, you're like, whoa, they better pick it up a notch. They're only 2 games up. Like it's kind of funny. So a couple of trends from Rod Z for this game tonight. Bet on Berrios on the money line when pitching in night games. His team's record during the 2025 season is 15-3. Also bet on him on the money line when playing against a team with a winning record. The team's record is 11-2 so far this year in those spots. Has not been great as of late, though, Huss. Where are you at? That's why for our early bird bet I put together, I just took the total. I went over 8.5 and moved it down. It was sitting at 9 and moved it down to 8.5. So we'd cash the 9 and then a Springer hit and a Vladdy hit. Because I know I'm a little hesitant on the Jays tonight in this one, but a ton of momentum coming out last night for sure in front of that home crowd.
Well, Berrios, it's funny that Berrios' record is 9-5 because it just seems like every time he goes out there, he's on the verge of some of my Blue Jay friends are saying, I wonder if he's on the postseason roster.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people be like, he's got to be out of the rotation, and where does he fit?
Like, we're calling guys up from AAA to take his place. They're getting Lauer in. He's got a 9.5, 4.02 ERA. It's not that bad. That being said, he has been probably the least dependable Blue Jay player. They have been really good at home. Big boost from last night. By the way, I hit my Springer dinger last night.
Oh, there you go.
And it is so weird. Like, I don't do this all the time, but sometimes when I don't have a really good feeling on a game, I've been picked, and I think I'm 3 for 3 in my last 3 times betting on George Springer.
Come
for him
on.
to get a homer. Yeah,
he's red hot. What are you gonna do? That's awesome, though.
But I'll wait 4 days. I'm like, it feels like a Springer night, and go and do it. Like, the number's way down. It's barely over 3-1 for Springer to hit a homer now. He even dropped under Dalton Varsho yesterday, and Varsho's bombs per at bats has been ridiculous. He was basically hitting one out of every 10 at bats for the better part of him coming back. I put it this way. I do think the Jays, what's the number you have on the Jays, just on the money line?
I got minus 140 line, 145 money line.
Yeah, 145. I'm just on the ESPN site here.
Yeah.
And they have it listed that is, minus 150. Jays are a really good home team. Obviously, Houston, is good. I mean, they're first place right now. They've got a lot on their hands, though. And the bet that we've been hitting all the time has been the Bo over 1.5, and now he, of course, is out.
He's not there for us.
So
I don't have the Jays money line on the other parlay. So we could go Jays money line, and then grab a player prop or two and mix it up a little bit here. That way, if you want to side on the total, we got that early bird bet from earlier today. You want to side with the Jays, maybe we can find something here for you.
Yeah, let me just pull up here the total.
I'm going to grab our player markets here.
We'll click on this and see what we've got for. We've got a righty on the hill for Houston tonight. Why can't I find the Blue Jays? Here we are. Vladdy. What did Vlad do last night? Let's just get this box score up so we can.
Let's take a peek.
I'm not
here.
sure I'm going to be jumping on any IKF ones. I think we may have.
Tank's empty after last night.
Yeah, we squeezed every.
Vladdy was 3 for 5 last night. The only Blue Jay with multi. He had 3 of their 7 hits last night.
And dude, he is so good right now. Like coming out of that Yankees series, like he's seeing the ball so well. Now he had 3 hits last night. I guess he's basically hitting singles.
His total base is 1.5. The over's plus 105.
Yeah, like that's I was sort of thinking about that. I mean, you could just go and get him with a hit if you wanted. But again, they take pretty good care. You know what? I say we do that. I say we go Vlad over 1.5 total bases. What about Berrios? Like, I'm just trying to see what we've got up for Berrios. I mean, there's obviously the strikeout prop.
I almost feel like you're a real sick puppy. We're sitting here going, all of our friends are like, he shouldn't have. And you're like, let's take a look at his numbers. Are you thinking overs or are you thinking unders?
Sometimes you have to get out in front of it. And while everyone's fading Berrios, I am interested. I just want to see what his strikeout totals have been for the last few games. Let's see the old Berrios game log for his last 5 starts. He had, his last 2 starts. Well, he got the win, or they got the win in his start against Cincinnati. But you remember that was the game that he lasted 2 innings.
Yeah.
That insane 12-9 game last week. Now he did go 6 1/3 against the Marlins in his one before that and had 8 strikeouts. But then it was 2 against Texas. It was 3 and it was 5. So I mean, looking at the numbers on his strikeouts, I mean, the thing, we could maybe go under. Like I'm seeing a plus 147 on under 3.5 strikeouts for Berrios.
On the under 3.5 strikeouts.
He's been under 3 in 3 of his last 4. The Astros can't hit. Maybe listen. Maybe we just keep them off. Do we have someone else that we'd like to get a hit? Do we know if Kirk's playing tonight?
Let me see if Keegan's got anything up on that.
I would think.
I would think he probably is. You got a Blue Jays roster anywhere yet? Anybody? Could easily throw. Let me see what the number is here on the hit.
How about this? Plus 394 on Vlad Guerrero over 1.5 singles.
Over 1.5 singles. I don't even know if I can get that with our guy. Oh yeah, here we are, singles. Yeah, and just do that. Just go Jay's money line and Vladdy over one and a half singles.
Is the number up huge. But again, like he hits a double and we're done. And and a double cashes the total bases. So that's a bit more. I think we go with the total bases. We don't need to do anything crazy. But maybe we add in one more guy to get a hit. If Vladdy's over one and a half, or what about Kirk for a single?
Kirk single, I've got at minus 143. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Kirk over 0.5 singles.
Singles, or what about just hits? The hits is a lot less.
It's super chalky, the hit. Let's go single. And he's not.
Okay.
Most of the time, he's going to be
single. Vlad over 1.5.
Leg out many doubles. So, yeah, let's do that. So, Jay's money line, Vladdy over 1.5 total bases, Kirk over 0.5 singles. Okay, done. Sent away. You'll be able to find that EST specials page. The boys will give it a boost. And you'll be able to find it on the EST specials page over at Play Alberta, which should be a good one. Huss, let's, before we come back around to NFL, and I want to talk some CFL with that Argos Bills partnership. I don't know how much you don't do that. What do you think of this report from Saravalli that Kaprizov turned down $16 million a year for 8 years? Turned it down. Let me give you the full tweet from Frank. Sources say the Minnesota Wild superstar Kirill Kaprizov's camp turned down an extension offer believed to be 8 years, $128 million in a meeting on Tuesday that would have made him the highest paid player in NHL history in both AAV of 16 mil and total dollars. What is this guy looking for if he's saying no thanks to max term 16 mil?
A trade?
Maybe he's thinking, give me 3 years, 16 mil, and then he can reload a bigger deal with the cap continuing to go up. That's got to be the play from Kaprizov. What else you want?
That'll pay him until he is, how old is he?
Oh, it's
20,
25, 26?
He's 28.
He's 28?
His birthday's in April.
I guess he didn't come over for a little bit, yeah.
So if he signed a 3-year extension that's going to kick in when he's 29, so it would be his 29, his 30, and his 31 years. This is essentially what I think McDavid's going to do.
Yeah.
Sign a 3-year deal, and then he's still in his prime, and he's getting the 7-year max contract at that point, which takes him to like 39, and he's getting the max money when he's 37, when he's 38, when he's 39, which is usually when the value isn't quite there for the teams, but that's what they got to do to keep the guy. But I don't know. I'm stunned. I had not heard that yet. I mean, what's McDavid's number going to be?
Well, more than Kaprizov's. I mean, that's what I kind of feel like this is going to go down 2 days before the season. Kaprizov's going to take a 3 or 4 year deal at 16 million. McDavid's going to take a 2 or 3 year deal at 17 million or something like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, you're the highest paid player in the history of the league. You're Kaprizov. You're not even a top 3 or 4 forward in the league. You're getting offered 128 mil. And it's not,
well, the Wild
it's not structured the way you want.
The Wild said that they will not be outbid in term or in dollar value or in AAV for Kaprizov. So, yeah. I mean, listen, credit to them for putting their money where their mouth is. I can't believe he turned that down. Like you're like, to your question, what the hell does he want?
He's obviously doesn't want anything to do with 8 years, right? Like that's it. I mean, there's no way he goes, yeah, I'll stay for 8 years, but I want more than 16 million.
Maybe
like
Kawhi maybe Uncle Dennis has got involved, and they also want a piece of the T-Wolves and any other ancillary businesses that the Wild ownership group. Maybe he gets a piece of XL Energy itself. I mean, that's just crazy.
It's pretty nuts. And I don't know. We'll dive into it a bit on the oil stream today about, is this why McDavid's not done yet either when a guy like Kaprizov's turning down 8 years and 16 mil. Yeah. El Presidente says, I wish I had that kind of offer for Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis wants some type of arena revenues. That does make sense. Yep. No, I like that one. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well,
maybe he wants, Rich Nairn. Rich Nairn, and I don't normally look at what commenters are saying.
Okay, all right.
But I know Rich Nairn because he was the longtime Coyotes EVP and communications and broadcasting guy.
Yeah, the name's familiar.
Years in the NHL. And he said, he will force a trade and end up in a warm weather state with low taxes like Vegas, Dallas, Florida, or Tampa Bay, possibly New York. Huge Russian population. So, see, like, this is the thing. As much as I want to laugh about this at the Wild, much like Oiler fans would do that at Flames fans here, there's no love for the Wild here in the Peg. Like, if you're Kyle Connor, who also needs a deal, and you're like, Kaprizov just turned down $16 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should I be getting right now? Like,
are there numbers being thrown around in Winnipeg for Connor? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's not 16.
No, it's not 16.
Not 16.
But
I'll tell you that.
Is it 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically, I
that's
think
kind of where I thought maybe, yeah.
What the smart money would be. I mean, high 10s, low 11s, long-term deal, 8 years, get it done. But here's the thing about Winnipeg and Minnesota. I would assume Minnesota's in the same category. Like, they got to get clarity on this guy, because less so Minnesota, but certainly Winnipeg. You're not replacing Kyle Connor with that salary cap money in free agency, because it's just difficult to get guys to come.
You're not going to get an $11 million guy to come to Winnipeg. It's just,
no.
So
it's great that you get the money back, but I mean, where are you spending it, and what the hell happened to your top line if that guy walks out the door? So, like, for a team like the Jets, and I've been saying this for a long time. I mean, some of our regulars like Ken Weeb said, this can go on all through the season, and they can figure it out. I say no to that. They need clarity on Kyle Connor's future, one way or the other, because they cannot go through the same ordeal they did last year with Nikolai Ehlers and lose him for nothing at the end of the year. We could say you lose him for nothing. He gave 10 great years to the organization. Kyle Connor's done the same thing, but he's arguably the number one asset that this team has outside of Connor Hellebuck. So if Winnipeg, and I'm sure that's happening right now over the course of the next couple of weeks, sitting down with his people, it certainly sounds like he wants to be here. I mean, he's not going to be in a better spot. I mean, he gets a ton of ice time, top line, top power play, coming off a career year, fits in very well, does a lot of outdoor stuff with some of the fellas that are here. So, like, I don't really think, we certainly haven't heard there's anything like that he wants out. But again, here's the other thing that kind of worries me about wanting to get this done sooner. I think that there is some real pressure from the PA on all these agents. And I don't think any of these agents of these top level guys want to be the one that goes first. Like, it's kind of like, let McDavid go first. And then, like, he is the standard in the National Hockey League. So if McDavid goes, that sort of sets where the top end of the market is, and then you play back from there. But like the Kaprizovs, the Kyle Connors, I'm missing a couple other players that have expiring contracts at the end of this year outside of McDavid, but those guys are star players, and what they do will affect the others. And much like in the NFL, every time a quarterback signs a deal, he's now the highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, because he's the guy who came up at that time. Yes.
Exactly. So I understand why sometimes waiting might be in the best interest, certainly of the agent, to get top dollar. But I mean, you got to get a deal that works for you and the team. I mean, you have to think about the team too here, because they have to make decisions if they can't get done and can't get clarity on where they're going.
Well, this is what, I mean, just sort of spitballing here. And if you're listening on iHeartRadio or tune in or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, text us. if you want to get in on this conversation. We'll continue it into Oil Stream today, but 780-218-9999. We sit here with McDavid, and we're guilty of it here, and Minnesota's the other example I guess I'd use, and you talk about Winnipeg. Like, these guys don't have to get anything done. Connor McDavid can become the biggest unrestricted free agent in the sports history next July if he wants. And I'm wondering, what if Kaprizov's looking at this and goes, okay, well, I'm not going to get as much money as McDavid right now. McDavid signs for 3 or 4 years. Kaprizov says, wait, now I can become arguably the biggest unrestricted free agent in the history of the league. And he rides it out, goes to free agency, gets a deal bigger than McDavid's at the end of the year, and walks away from Minnesota and goes to play in one of these other places.
The only thing is, it doesn't always work like that. In that, look at the cap of those teams that we've talked about that everyone wants to play for. And they're not just like casually making room for $16 million on the cap. I mean, every one of those teams, Tampa and Florida and Dallas and Vegas, I mean, they're right up against it. So, I mean, you have to have it. And here's the other thing that hasn't worked. I mean, if he wants to go there, if you're Minnesota, you need to find a way to make a deal that covers your ass as much as possible. Like, if you know that Kaprizov wants out or wants to go somewhere else and he's not going to be there next year, all of a sudden Bill Guerin's job changes from finding every which way to keep him there to, okay, what's the best way for us forward? What are we looking for in return? And are we doing a deal with one of these teams that is a sign and trade that allows them that 8th year? Well, I mean, I guess you could just, if you're trading a player in season, he could go and do it at there. But I would imagine, like, you don't want to be trading anybody on a rental. You want to be trading somebody that is like Marner, for instance, like Matthew Tkachuk. You're trading a guy to a team and a contract's there, and you're getting more than just the rights to a guy for 82 games and one playoff run. That would be the same case in Winnipeg, too, if it went down that way with Kyle Connor.
I wanted to look this up because I looked ahead to current cap space for these teams at the end of this season, heading into next season. Okay, so next season, the cap goes up to $104 million. And Puck PD does a great job. It's got how many guys they have under contract in that season. And as of right now, let's just say some teams that could be interested in Kaprizov or whatever. As of right now, for not this season, but next season, Golden Knights only would have 14 guys signed. They'd have $20 million in cap space. Florida would have 14 guys signed. They got $23 million in cap space. They'll have some things to do. Tampa Bay has 17 guys signed 2 years from now and would have almost $28 million in cap space. Dallas has 15 guys signed 2 years from now, almost $28 million in cap space. The Rangers would have 17 guys already under contract and still have $29.6 million in cap space. The Kings would have $33 million. Who else are we talking about? Minnesota, we mentioned a little bit earlier. I mean, so some of these teams, if they think they could go out and land, Kaprizov at that point, maybe you wait and you sign some other perimeter guys after you spend, like Tampa, for example. Tampa, let me just look at Tampa here specifically because the tax breaks and everything could be kind of juicy. So Tampa, next season, so not this season, but next season, Bjorkstrand's $5.4 million comes off the books, and Ryan McDonough's $6.75 comes off the books. And they would have, like I mentioned, $27 million in cap space, and that's with Kucherov, Point, and Gensel all at $9 million or a little bit more. That's with Hedman at $8 million. And that's with Vasilevsky at $9.5 million. So the cap's going up enough that if Tampa's sitting there and goes, hey, yeah, we think we can throw $17 million at Kaprizov next year, they might actually be able to do it, which is crazy, which is why these guys are probably waiting and wanted to sign the short-term deal, because in 4 years, we might be saying, oh, yeah, this guy's going to get $22 million. It's crazy.
Oh my God, Jets got to sign Connor.
with some of that cap space this time next or at the end of this season going into free agency, and some guys will be re-signed. I mean, they're not going to have this number, but with the cap going up to 104 million, man, these teams all of a sudden, like the Maple Leafs for next summer would have 16 guys under contract and $25 million to spend. So there'd be some, like next year's free agency could be pretty wild, which is, I think, why these guys right now who are U of A's are like, oh, there's a lot of money sitting out there. So they're trying to get the right deal right now. And I don't know. I mean, people in this city would be furious if it got to that point. But if I'm Connor McDavid, I'm sitting there going, there could be more money out there. And I basically get Ohtani jetted around until I found my spot.
Yeah. I get, but the thing is, like, it would be, like, I don't know. And listen, I don't want to, I'm sure your listeners and people on EST are freaked out enough that the fact that it isn't done right now and there's all these conversations, but man, when you hear some of the things that have come out of his mouth, like, it's so calculated. Like, my intention is to win a cup in Edmonton. Well, okay. So what exactly does that mean? I mean, it's certainly, there's some wiggle room there. For being out.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't, I'm not going anywhere and I'm going to win a cup here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And here's the thing, like, I don't know what he want, like, because the Oilers are going to say, here's the check, you fill it out and let's go. They say he wants to know what's happening. Like, I don't know whether he's pulling a LeBron and trying to do some player GM operations. He would be the first one to say no. But again, like, what do the Oilers need to do? They've been to the Cup final the last 2 years. I mean, they've come very, very close. This is, I mean, you'd have a hard time convincing me there's another place.
Well, they rolled through the West this year, right? They won in 6 and then back-to-back 5 gamers. They weren't even that tested in the West this year. So
I'm like, is there more to it? Is he, maybe he's looking for a piece of the team. Does he have an Uncle Dennis?
Oh, they'll find an Uncle Dennis. Okay, anyway, so that's the latest in hockey. Our lock shop partner parlay is up. Jays to win. Vladdy 2+ total bases. Kirk with a single plus 430. If you want to get that number. And I just sent over the grandest of parlays. That's from the DGen Den. They're on the big dumper over 0.5 RBIs. Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts. Dodgers and Rockies over 8.5 runs. And then the Mariners on the money line. So Big Uke, I have sent that in. And they should have it up here probably in the next 5 or 6 minutes. Huss, what do you think of the CFL news yesterday on this partnership between MLSE and the Bills and the Argos? We had Mike Hogan, longtime voice of the Argos, on our show this morning. He kind of broke it down a little bit. But, you know,
what does he say? Like, he's coming from the Argos side of things.
Yeah, he's coming from the Argos and MLSE side of things. And he goes, anytime you try to do anything, he goes, for a team that gets criticized for not marketing properly, he goes, we try to do something and people still criticize it. So he goes, the end goal of this is to continue to grow youth football. And I think a lot of people are viewing it as, oh, the CFL should lose the Argos because MLSE doesn't care about them. So it's been an interesting 24 hours since this broke. There are some opinions online that I agree with. There are others that I don't. But where do you come out on this?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm going to need to know more. I mean, this isn't the first time that they've sort of gone this way. I mean, the first Buffalo-Toronto thing was a disaster. I mean, they were charging $500 for preseason games, and even the regular season games that were there weren't sold out. The stadium sucks now. I mean, they've turned it into a ballpark. So, I mean, I don't even think you could do an NFL game at the Dome right now. Listen, Mike, no one needs to be concerned about the NFL. The Bills are going to be fine. They're moving into a new stadium next year. So, I mean, I guess, you know, the Bills kind of further putting their imprint for NFL fans in the Toronto area makes sense. I just hope there's benefits for the Argos to it and the CFL. I had to laugh. I mean, bringing out Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady
and T-Mac, yeah.
Like, do the people that are making the decisions have, like, did they just get to Toronto in the last year and know anything about the history of those guys, particularly Vince and the way like
I was sitting there watching. I was like, how do Vince and T-Mac really tie into this at all outside of being, Toronto greats, but also guys who were not looked highly upon for small moments. That's for sure.
Yeah, I see. As I said, I mean, and you mentioned social media. There's many takes, there's many long, lengthy takes out there that still don't really say much. So like I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to say this is the best thing ever. It would be great to know, like
they're trying something, right? They're trying something.
They're talking about growing youth football and hopefully having the Argonauts involved in that and having them be a key piece of it. I mean, sure. Like the NFL knows how to market. I'll tell you that. And maybe MLSC actually gets a little bit more into marketing football because of this. The Argos could really use it. But I don't know. I mean, the irony of this is they're doing this big marketing thing while at the same time sending their team to Hamilton and Winnipeg and Saskatchewan next year for 3 home games and not doing anything in the province of Ontario because of money. Like, I don't know if you saw Keith Pelly's comments. He was asked about that this week, and he said, we looked at all the possibilities, and we thought this was the best for our brand. Being on the road for 12 weeks?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the best for the brand. It'll be the best for the pocketbook. I mean, they're going to do good in those places because of the passionate fan bases that they're going to visit. But I don't know if you could I don't think there's any way you could spin it that it's good for the Argos brand. I mean, it's not like going and playing a game at a university. Yeah.
They tried to do.
Well, I mean, I can openly lie to people too, but it doesn't mean I'm going to actually believe it deep down inside. Like, on the NFL, on the CFL quickly here, not much movement from yesterday. Bombers are 7. Red Blacks are still 9.5. Alouettes are still 7.5. The Elks line has been really yo-yoing all week. It was at 4, then it was at 3.5. Then yesterday when we did Log Shop, it was at 4.5. Now it's back down to 3.5. That's probably as close. Like, it's not going to go to 3 or inside 3. Do you think?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. To me, this is a 3-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Edmonton at anything of 3.5 or more. And it was Nick Arbuckle, by the way, taking the first team reps.
Yeah, Arbuckle's going to start
in playoffs or in this game on the weekend, which is smart. I mean, as I say, like I'm not questioning Ryan Dinwiddie at all.
So Hogan today laid this out for us. He said over Arbuckle's last 6 games, he's at a pace that would be 6,600 yards, 42 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Think about that. That's what he's done for the last 6 games. I mean, they've kind of saved their season here.
How do you bench that guy?
You don't. It's impossible. I mean, I don't know how you would do it. He would have to have 2 disastrous starts to go to Chad Kelly. But that's just me. I don't know.
I have a feeling it might just be 1, but I mean,
you know what? You're probably right. It'll probably just be 1. But for me, with what he's done for you this year, I'd give him a second crack at it. For me, it would have to be 2 losses in which he hurts you. And he just hasn't done that this year.
The bottom line is that the talk about Chad Kelly coming in and, he's healthy and going right to him was crazy. Like that's the people that are talking about that are actually buying into that have not been watching Nick Arbuckle and the Argos for the last month. So, I mean, just his last 2 games, he's got like 800 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah.
In 2 wins.
In 2 games.
So, and I mean, think of what they had to do to win those games. They had to put up 50 on BC.
Yeah.
And then the miracle in the Labor Day game against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, which was all led by Nick Arbuckle. So he's been such a great story this year. And if he can lead the Argos, it would be pretty fun to see the Argos get back into the playoffs, make a good run all the time. Chad Kelly on the bench as Nick Arbuckle, who got his start in the Grey Cup last year, just continues to write the story of the year. Are you seeing what BC 9.5 still?
Yeah, it's still sitting at 9.5.
I think that's probably where that finishes up. And yeah, I mean, listen, it was what 5.5 or 6 yesterday. We're seeing what you have at 7 now for Bombers.
Yeah, 7 still sitting at 7. Yeah.
The Bombers have been good as underdogs against the spread on the road. I think there's a Rod Zier in there. What did Rod have? I think Bombers are 7-0. Where's Rod Z? Yeah, here we are. Winnipeg is an underdog. Winnipeg record since the 2024 season, 7-0 against the spread. So listen, I think maybe the Bombers can keep this one close. I still think that it's going to be very difficult to go into Hamilton and win the game with Strevler as the quarterback. We don't expect Zach Caleros this week. Speaking of being non-committal on things, Mike O'Shea, you want to talk about massaging the English language. Yesterday when asked about Zach and, where he's at, I think they did list him as a head injury on the injury report, but when he was talking to the media, he wouldn't admit to that at all. And so I really don't know how this is going to move forward for the Bombers, but at least Strevler is 2-0 after in his starts this year. It's been ugly when he's come in relief, but he does have the 2 wins against Toronto and against BC. So the Bomber defense is going to need to continue to go in the. I know you haven't done the last couple of games. Their defense against Saskatchewan was considerably better than it had been most of the season. And that's, if you're a Bomber fan, the one hope, or a Bomber better, the one hope that this can be a close game is that the Bombers can, keep the Ticat defense offense in check somewhat, which they did against the Riders for 2 games. And I will put the Riders right up there with the top offenses. And then listen, they're going to need to be able to run the football, which you can do against Hamilton. So get ready for a big Brady game and probably some Strevler, and we'll see if they can get the receivers involved as well.
Huss, what's coming up quickly on WST, buddy?
What do we have on WST today? Well, we're definitely going to be getting in. I can tell you right now, and I see Remus is now sending me messages about this Kaprizov thing. We'll be discussing that. A bunch of the prospects skating today before heading out to Montreal for the tourney on the weekend. We've got Murata Tesh popping on. We will get to some CFL talk, some NFL talk. And you mentioned Michael O'Connor. We got a chance to catch up with him too before the big tourney next week. So talk a little flag as well with O'Connor. So yeah, it's going to be a fun show coming up in about 5 minutes or so.
All right, buddy. We'll catch up with you tomorrow, man.
Let's go, Jays. Let's cash this one tonight, gang.
There you go. That is Sauce from
the Lock Shop. Justice for the Lock Shop. Find the protest.
There you go. That's us. One of the disrespected members of the Lock Shop, once again, coming up short in voting for even a nomination for Show of the Year at the Estes. Our Lock Shop partner parlay is up. Blue Jays to win. Vladdy 2+ total bases, and Kirk with a hit or a single plus 430. And then the early bird bet up there as well. If you're not on the Jays money line tonight, you can take the over in this one. Jays and Astros, 9+ runs. Springer hit, Vladdy hit. That's plus 166. And they are working on the grandest parlay now, and that'll be popping up the EST specials page too. Please use the code EST Sports. Deposit 50, get 50. We've got the oil stream coming up. We'll talk about this Kaprizov report and how it does or does not impact Connor McDavid. Tommy's rankings of importance continue as well, and rookies report to camp. So we'll get into that. Thank you very much for joining us on Lock Shop today. Best of luck if you're riding with us tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow.